Pectineus muscle is also one of the medial compartment muscle of the thigh. It is a flat quadrangular muscle. It originates from the pectineal line and adjacent bone. This is isolated hip bone with the interior view. In the anterior medial view, this is the pectineal line. And from the pectineal line and adjacent bone originate the pectineus muscle. After origination, it descends laterally and downward. The pectineus muscle passes into the thigh below the inguinal ligament. As you can see, this is the inguinal ligament and the pectineus muscle passes below the inguinal ligament to enter the medial compartment of the thigh. And in the thigh, it forms part of the floor of the medial half of femoral triangle. Now if we divide the floor of the femoral triangle into two parts, the medial half and the lateral half, then you can see that some part of the medial half of the floor of the femoral triangle is contributed by pectineus muscle. Next is the insertion of pectineus muscle. It is inserted on the pectineal line, which is present on the posterior surface of the proximal femur bone, extending from the base of the lesser trochanter to the linea aspera. This is isolated femur bone with the interior view. Now, in the posterior view, this is the proximal femur. This is the lesser trochanter of the femur bone, and this is the linea aspera. And from the base of the lesser trochanter to the linea aspera, this is the oblique line. This oblique line is called pectineal line, on which the pectineus muscle is inserted. The name of pectineus muscle gives us clue about its origin and insertion. Pectineus muscle originates from the pectineal line of the pubic bone and insert on the pectineal line of the femur bone. Pectineus muscle is innervated by femoral nerve. Femoral nerve has three nerve roots: L2, L3 and L4. And the main contribution to the pectineus muscle is from L2 and a minor contribution from L3. Next is the action of pectineus muscle. Pectineus muscle only crosses the hip joint, and its main action on the hip joint is the adduction of the thigh. And it makes sense, since this muscle is present medial to the hip joint. So contraction of this muscle will pull the thigh in this direction. Another function of pectineus muscle is that it flexes the thigh. And this is the minor function of this muscle. Next, I will discuss the three adductor muscles, starting with the adductor longus muscle. Thank you.